Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of this delightful adventure through the new update for Pokemon Academy Life. Now my hair probably looks a lot different than it did in previous episodes because if you can't tell or if you're randomly colorblind, it's blue and a lot shorter. I always get my hair done for new Pokemon Academy Life updates. For some reason, I didn't have time to get it done before this one, so I rushed out, got it done as soon as I could, and now I'm blue. Dabba-dee dabba-die. If I was green, I would die. But yes, we are finally going to jump on with a bit more Week 9 content, and I'm very excited. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Good morning, class. Today I'd like to elaborate somewhat on the interactions of moves and abilities. There are some abilities that are known to be biologically necessary for the Pokemon in question. As such, these abilities can be considered a mandatory part of the Pokemon, as opposed to merely an additional feature. I'm getting some blank looks. Let me see if I can simplify this. An ability like Static is a fairly common one. It's an ability that multiple species can hold, and is not particularly complicated. If a Pokemon with Static is hit with a contact move, then there is a chance the foe becomes paralyzed, immunities notwithstanding, of course. One can easily imagine how this might be turned off. Simply put, if a foe makes contact with a Pokemon without Static, there is no chance of a paralysis. Barring Synchronize, Effect Spore, or anything of that nature, but let's ignore those conditionals for now. However, there are some abilities that are such an inherent part of the Pokemon that they simply cannot be affected or ignored through the effects of moves like Gastro Acid or abilities like Mold Breaker. These abilities are often referred to as unignorable abilities. Many of them are tied to the ability to change forms. Zero to Hero, the signature ability of Palafin, and Shield Down, the signature ability of Minior, are examples you may have heard of. Aegislash, Dondozo, and Ice-Q are also amongst this number. I'm sure you can find a full and comprehensive list in the library.
Yeah, Terrapagos, that's another one, and a bunch of Megastones. But Megastones have nothing to do with abilities, so I'm talking out my ass.
There is much overlap between these abilities and abilities that cannot be copied onto another Pokemon, or abilities that cannot be replaced. In truth, there's not much one can do except memorize these lists, though. As previously stated, a good rule of thumb is that if a signature ability or a form-changing ability, it is likely one cannot affect it. In scenarios where taking away an opponent's tool is not necessarily an option, simply hit them with your own. You may find that Hyper Beam is an extremely effective ability-suppressing move.
I don't think that's true anymore, Professor. Professor Oak waxes philosophical on whether power or versatility is a more effective method of winning a battle. Neither. Right. It's time to go and do Fairy class, I think. Also, we'll try and name the Shedinja in this episode. Do we need Fairy class? I don't think we need Fairy class. Our Fairy types aren't at the cap, but our Bug types are, so Bug's probably better this morning. We'll go to Bug class. Yeah. Alright, time for Bug class. Gotta buckle down for this one. Let's do some general studies. Now, if you bother with formal classifications, Tarantula is an arachnid, not an insect. Bugsy, if you would.
Ahem!
Oh yes! Bugsy was added to the game. I skipped a lot of it in week 8.5, but Bugsy is indeed a part of the game. I skipped all of their dialogue. I have no idea whether they're male or female. I have no idea what their personality is. So, congratulations, Bugsy. You're making your PALF debut in this episode. Congratulations. Don't fuck it up.
Ahem. The word bug actually refers to the Hemiptera. What? The word bug actually refers to the Hemiptera, an order of insects. They're the ones with little sucking mouth parts that they stick into plants and drink sap. Surskit is a bug, but actually, most bug Pokemon aren't true bugs at all. Usually when people say bug, what they really mean is insect, and those are the little guys with 6 legs, 1 arm, 2 pairs of wings, and an exoskeleton. But there are other kinds of Pokemon with exoskeletons too, like arachnids and crustaceans and trilobites, and they've got different numbers of legs and different patterns of body segmentation. Arachnids, like Spinarak, always have 8. They're even further from actual bugs, so within the bug type you've got bugs and bugs and bugs. And they're all different, but they're all also so cute. Tiny little babies who deserve your love. Bugsy out. Thank you, Bugsy. Classification aside, Tarantula is still a bug type at heart, and while it never weaves a cocoon, it does something quite similar. Young tarantula are quite fragile, as their exoskeletons have yet to harden, so they surround themselves with a ball of wiry thread. While beautifully delicate, it's also near impossible to cut. Stories tell of ancient Chaldean knights riding off to battle in tarantula scars woven by their lovers. Personally, I find the Pokemon's sacrifice of its web especially moving. Perhaps you will find such a loyal partner one day. Tarantulas spin their webs between the towers of Inspira City.
Bugsy makes for a natural teaching assistant. Yes, they do! Classmates' bonds increased. Your bug proficiency increased to 26.5. As everyone prepares to leave, the intercom system in the classroom crackles to life. Is it Drayden again? The forest?
I trust that I gained your attention. Good. Now lend me your ears. Head to the gym right now. Yes, every single one of you. Hurry! 10 minutes? Not nearly enough time. If I'm 10 minutes early, which makes me on time. If I were on time, I'd be late. Head there now. Right quick, blast it. Are we at Kobakan to dally?
I'm pretty sure I said that exact phrase. If I'm early, I'm late. If I'm early, I'm on time. If I'm on time, I'm late. I'm pretty sure I said that in a previous episode. I can't remember which one. But if I have... and I'm hoping that's influenced this decision to put that in the game. I'm hoping I've had a small impact on the writing there. That might just be me being egotistical, but I'm thinking it does. I know that the developers watch these videos, so hi Freud, hope you're having a great day.
What? No, I will not relinquish the microphone. If there are any dawdlers, I must make sure to...
What? Oh, I'm going to enjoy Rowan. Oh, Bruno! My guy. Huh? Who's that?
Silence! I am Professor Rowan Nanakamado. I do not expect you to waste my or anyone else's time by calling me by that full nonsense. Apparently not Professor Rowan Nanakamado. Nanakamado. I'm gonna go with Nanakamado. Oh, okay, just Rowan. To you, I am Rowan. There is no man worth the time it takes to say his title. Now, there are 3 things I would have you know before we begin the consternation of battle. I do not seek equity in my work as an instructor. I seek excellence. I will grant special attention to those I believe have the qualities necessary to succeed. Others I will aid as my contract requires. There are many who come to Kobakan believing that merely associating with the name will grant them the success they require. To that, I say pish and tosh. A name is worth nothing. A reputation is worth nothing. People ought to be evaluated based on the merits they display in front of you. To any fools who believe that they can skate by under the radar in this class due to its lack of gradation, I warn you now that I can make this class very impactful without touching your gradebook whatsoever. Money, reputation, and association are worth nothing in my eyes, nor in the eyes of any man of character like Champion Cynthia. Whoa, did he say Cynthia? He sure did. He brings her up all the time in homeroom. He was her homeroom teacher when she attended Kobakan. You're in his homeroom? What's it like having him as a homeroom teacher? It's a war zone. He pits us against each other for practically everything. A bunch of kids have dropped out already, actually. That's not good. The thing is, though, he's a really good teacher, if you can pay the price. Right, that's quite enough of going on about myself. As I understand it, you are in the middle of a triple battle unit. That is correct. Harumph. Novan battling style. Lots of room for creativity. Perhaps a tad too much. Even so, this is the world we live in. There's no point blathering on about how battles used to be. Battles evolve just like Pokemon. Trainers must also evolve alongside their partners. International battles are getting more and more common. If Champion Cynthia didn't understand how that Galarian Gigantamaxing worked, she'd be at a disadvantage when battling that Leon boy. Let that be your first lesson. There's no excuse for not knowing something. You have phones, you have brains, and you have eyes. Between those 3 traits, you should be able to gather any information that may benefit you. Now, your second lesson.
His first lesson was a single sentence?
Man of few words. He expects you to understand and memorise the lesson as soon as he says it. He's always like this in homeroom. Oh, and the shouting? He can't hear too well, and so that's just kind of how he talks.
I see. I'm not sure I could fully embrace that teaching philosophy.
Not for everyone, true enough. I've got no problem with it, though. Not a big fan of how often he dismisses Leon, though. Bloke seems to think Cynthia would roll him over. For my money, it'd be the other way around. Now, your second lesson is about battlefield conduct. You? Me? Do you know what I mean by battlefield conduct? It's about how the trainer treats both his opponent and how he treats his own Pokemon. Well, how the trainer treats their own Pokemon. I believe that battle etiquette is not just a thing in the Pokemon world, it's also a thing when you're battling a trainer in a competitive sense in the real world. There have been times where I personally have not been very respectful to my opponents because I have forgotten to be respectful. I have thought they've done bad things while battling. I have thought they've done disrespectful or suboptimal things while battling, and it's led to me being a bit of a dick after the game. That was not good conduct, and I apologised for it in response. However, there are also times where you have to be humble, let the opponent celebrate while also not going too far, and also don't brag if you've won. So, general rule of thumb, don't be a dick. But I'm going to go with how they treat their opponents. Your charm increased to 7. Humph. A thoughtful answer, but only partially correct. Dignity, students. Battlefield conduct is how one expresses their dignity. If one needs to shout at their Pokemon, this ridiculous dodge it, or go full power nonsense, you are sacrificing something greater than the battle. You are sacrificing your dignity. The perfect trainer could communicate with their Pokemon without ever saying a word. Not through telepathy, Sabrina. Not through telepathy, Tia! Now, not only does this save you the embarrassment of looking like a fool, it is also tactically sound. Your opponent can hardly react to your moves if you aren't screaming them at the top of your lungs across the battlefield, can they? I had the misfortune of missing the last Quarter Clash round, but I was told there was one trainer who lost because she simply could not communicate with her Pokemon without yelling her commands like some sort of adolescent. She fought Cynthia! She's a good trainer! Dawn! If you look at the performances of various champions, you'll find most of them are all but silent in their battles. Except that Leon boy. But that may be due to the Galarian League's expectation of showmanship and not a personal failing. No matter. To summarize your second lesson, if you cannot already communicate with your Pokemon without letting your opponent know what you're doing, you must learn to do so. There are many different options for ways you could do such a thing. Code words, hand sign, telepathy for those whom it is an option, perhaps even music. Do not make the excuse such things are too difficult to learn. Even at my age, I have begun to pick up a sign dialect. Anything would be better than that childish shouting, deplorably undignified. It's kind of cool. In real-life animal pageantry things, you'll find a lot of the time that
the trainers of dogs and cats and horses will use like hand signals, or in dog shows, they typically use German words, like code words like Klatz and things like that, because they have very good inclination for the dogs to hear. They're very easy to like pronunciate tone through them. So what he's saying kind of applies to real world logic too. In a sense. Non-vocal battling is really an advanced skill, though. I guess he expects us all to be Cynthia. There is one more thing a trainer can do to sacrifice their dignity. Forfeiting a match is an affront to the very core of being a Pokemon trainer. You indignify your Pokemon, yourself, your opponent, and our very Pokemon world by running away from a trainer battle. I hope I never see any of you attempt to do such a thing. If I do, rest assured that it is the last mistake you will ever make at Kobokan. As long as both trainers have one Pokemon left standing, the match is not ended. There is not a single excuse to forfeit a battle before both trainers have given everything within their power to defeat the other. If it were up to me, forfeiting a Pokemon match would come with a heavy prison sentence. But harumph! Most non-trainers with Pokemon may be unfairly punished by that rule. I can't expect them to understand the great dignity that being a Pokemon trainer comes with. I, however, can, and do expect it out of each and every one of you. Dignity is your keyword, and if it isn't now, it very well ought to be. I've had people run from me in competitive battles, and I always thought it was BM. There are some draft leagues and things that will, like, ban you and give you, like, punishments if you do. I think that's harsh, especially if you're playing out, like, a stall end game, because then you're just wasting, well, not wasting, but you're taking a lot of the opponent's time in a game they don't think they have a chance of winning, and so they've decided, right, I understand what you're doing, I can't break this, you can have the game. But I feel like Pokemon is a game where, even in those circumstances, there's always still a chance to win and make a comeback. Because, like, even when you're attacking a Pokemon that you might not necessarily be able to beat, most moves will have an added chance of something happening, or you could critical hit your way through, or the opponent could miss a crucial move. So there's always a chance of playing for hacks. I played a game recently, my opponent had a Terra Water Muck that was paralysed, and I had a half-health Hatterene. Now my Hatterene could two-shot the Muck, but the Muck would one-shot me back with Poison Jab. But I knew there was a 25% chance the Muck gets paralysed, can't act, and I win the game. So I attacked without running, the Muck got paralysed, I got to set off 2 attacks, and I won the game from a position where the odds were against me. So it's all about the situation, and it's all about seeing where your end game is. Because your end game might not always be the way that you plan it out to be. You have to be able to sight read a battle on the fly in order to make it work. You might go in there thinking my Shell Smash Blastoise is my win con, but then the Blastoise gets crit and goes down, and you have to sight read the game and find another win con instead. That's just Pokemon for you. That's how you play the game. Being able to read and adjust on the fly, that's the game. That's how it's always been, how it's always going to be. Anyway, that's competitive Pokemon with Alex. I love doing these videos because I get to talk about like things like that and give lectures on competitive Pokemon. It's fantastic. Where was I? Here I was. Well, what are you all lollygagging about for? I've given the blasted lecture. Start battling! Rowan, I need to assign the partners first. Are they so incapable that they cannot find their own partners? Harumph.
Hi.
Hi. Rowan's pretty intense, huh?
Seriously intense. I feel kinda dizzy, to be honest. I can't imagine what homeroom with him's like.
Probably pretty different from Professor Oak's, but he taught Cynthia, so it must work for some people.
I guess.
Guess we should battle now.
No running away.
Shit! So what happens if I click run here? You know what? Can I save in a battle? Can I save in a battle? You cannot save in the middle of a battle. I really want to try and run and see what happens. You know what? I will reload. I will reload. But I need to see. Damn it. Oh, I thought I'd have like some special dialogue there or something. Damn, that would have been funny. Okay, so the Venonat has a custom move. Cool. I think we just power gem that Venonat. I don't want to see what that's all about. There's also a Combusken on the field, so I don't feel comfortable leaving the Shedinja out here. So we'll send Ivy out, I guess, because she resists fighting. And I might just go for a Draining Kiss onto this Heracross. Yeah. Okay. Bullet Seed on Ivy. So it's not a Skill Link Heracross. That's good to know. Psybeam on Aurora. Okay. So that thing's going to start powering up. So I'm going to Nuzzle it. Well, speeding up anyway. And then I'm going to drain. We're going to double target into the Heracross. Yep. Nice. That thing's gone down. And Juice Fly. Yeah, it's going to make itself even faster. Leech Life on Aurora. Okay. Well, this is a good start. Now we power gem this Venonat to finish it off. I'm going to Ardent Gaze this Combusken. Parafusion is always a valid strat. And I think I'm going to Aurora Beam Cutie Fly. Ooh, yep, nice. Okay, Flubberdash goes down. I should probably think about trying to deal with that. But Chiggery is probably the best bet here. I think I'm going to Mud Slap this Combusken and just make it a bitch to deal with. Let's get rid of that Cutifly. Yeah, this is fine. Whoa, Chiggery lived though. Alright, so I think we're fine from here. We just Mud Slap it to death and win. Draining Kiss onto the Combusken. Aurora Beam onto the Larvesta. Yeah, nice. And let's get Shedinja back out for the meme. This Shedinja is actually going to level up from this too. I think. I hope. I pray. Let's Shadow Sneak. Should take it out. Yeah. Nice. GG's. Oh, boo. Good job. It's frustrating to lose, but I know I did my best. That was terrible. But I know I did my best at least. Hopefully Professor Rowan was watching. He was. Oh, what are your thoughts? Harumph. You're the birch girl. Sapphire, yes? Oh, that's embarrassing. No, that's my middle name. I'm May. You aren't committing to your choices. In every move you make, you leave yourself an out. That can be useful in battle, occasionally, but only if you capitalize on it. Oh, well, I'm really more of a coordinator. Are you? Harumph. Not going to give me any critique. Just going to talk shit to me. Just going to slag her off for a bit. As students trail from the gym class into the... Wow. As students trail from the gym class into the cafeteria, you notice many of them seem exhausted from the gym class. Far more than usual. Battling always takes a lot out of my Pokemon, and even me, but it's different under Professor Rowan somehow. That's just the way he is. He pushes his students hard, harder, and even harder. Mind your own business. I apparently don't know them well enough. Well, let's go and sit with someone who... Whoa, okay. Let's go sit with someone who... What? It's a bit laggy. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy here. That's weird. I wonder why. Oh well. So I've been taking Fairy with Flannery. I might take Bug with someone. I think Erica does Bug as a side. Oh, how dare you! How dare... What are you going to tutor me in? Fighting Pokemon. Nah, not interested. Clara is poison. Oh, she's water and bug. Oh, she's bug. Clara proves surprisingly knowledgeable about bug types, actually teaching you far more quickly than you would normally be able to gain. She claims she's only passively interested in bug types, though. Plus 10. Damn. Increase to level 27. Nice. So these two can now level up twice. Look at that. I'm so efficient. Barrow is not at level cap yet. Fair. Well, I'm going to take this moment to do a fighting class. So as I say, I've got a bunch of fighting Pokemon in the box. I think there's not much point in me doing any more in Fairy or Dark until I get to the level cap. Because that's like 2 levels, that's 3 levels, that's 4 levels. And Flubberdosh still has 4 levels, so there's no point increasing this level cap any further. And even if I want to, I can just study with someone later on anyway, so we'll do fighting. We'll do fighting. Oh, but I'm tempted to do Ghost. Because I should really be using a Banette. Oh, but there's no point. I've got a Ghost type already, and it's kind of fun to use. Screw it. Alright. I wonder what we'll learn today. Gonna go out on a limb and say something about Pokemon.
Against flying types, all ground-bound Pokemon face a certain disadvantage. We navigate the battlefield in 2 dimensions. They experience it in 3. They epitomize the words of the great sage. Float like a butterfree, sting like a Beedrill. Although Beedrill isn't actually flying type. There is a hidden way, known to many fighting types, to defeat foes in the air. I call it Ishio Nageru Geijutsu. This is a simple technique of many nuances. First, you must retrieve a stone. Then you throw it. At the bird.
Marshall explains that ice and electric moves work too, but more fighting type Pokemon learn rock type moves. I mean, he's got a point, to be fair. Also, shout out to Bee. Secret, hidden, underrated waifu. We like Bee in this household. We also like May, but she's off limits. Maybe in the future. Maybe.
Seems everyone's still talking quite excitedly about that upcoming contest. Perhaps I can deliver a quick lecture on contest strategies then, before we get into preparations for Thursday's quiz. As I'm sure you've noticed, every Pokemon performs better in certain categories of contests, based on what the audience want to see. Additionally, moves may have a greater or lesser effects when used to enhance the effect of a coordinator's routine, based on what the judges want to see. These categories are the same. I believe the common criteria are toughness, coolness, cuteness, beauty, and cleverness. It irks me to no end that beauty is the only word that does not end in ness, but I suppose that's a frustration I'll just have to deal with.
He's got a point.
Actually, that's a good point. Why did they do that? Dawn, do you know? I don't actually know much about contests or their history, just how to win them.
Wow. Learn your history. Those who do not learn their history are doomed to repeat it.
In any case, these categories could be considered contest types. Now, I imagine any of you with a passing interest in contests have noticed the energy evaluation that judges give to a Pokemon during a contest.
Right, it's a way to tell how much fun it looks, like the Pokemon's having, how much effort they're putting in.
Which is a very positive sentiment, being rewarded for having fun. Pokemon that show these traits generally make stronger appeals. Further, this energy can be expended for an all-out appeal to grab attention. A grand finale, if you will.
Most people wait until rounds 5 or 10 to do that, since you get extra points in those rounds.
Sensible and strategic. There is a concern, though. Remember that a Pokemon coordinator pair's rhythm can be thrown off. Perhaps they were shocked by a surprising move used by a fellow performer. In this case, they can instantly lose all their energy, leaving them stumbling about on stage until they recover their footing. Conserving resources until the most efficient moment to use it is definitely a sensible option, but be careful not to hoard them too much. A basket overflowing with eggs is of no use to you if you can't carry it anymore. Now I think we should go back to your regularly scheduled lecturing, unless there's any more questions. Yes, Melody.
Some people here probably don't know how to get energy in the first place. Seems kind of important.
Well, yes, I suppose so. If a Pokemon uses a move with one of its own types, it is expressing itself fully, embracing the purest and strongest energy within. From what I have seen in the research I performed last night, that usually causes the judges to bump up a Pokemon's energy rating. These would be the same moves that, in battle, provide Stab, same type attack bonus, or the 50% boost in power that Pokemon get when using moves of their own type. Yes, in contests and battles alike, both trainer and Pokemon thrive most when being true to themselves. I'll leave the examination of that metaphor to you and your free time. Well, we really must get back to the lessons. You students can't keep distracting me like this. I really am trying to be better.
Alright, Melody, chill. What? Oh, she's smiling. Oh. Seems like Professor Oak's actually having fun learning about something he didn't know about before. Besides Foreveralls and Phrenergy and the Mysteriosity in the Forest and Flabberdosh's special form and everything else. And the meteorite fragments. And right. I think it's time. Silver's grunts are ready to rumble. Oh, do we want to go make some money? That is the goal after all. We have to pay for this shit. I think I want to do Whitney's level 2 seat. The bees? The bees? Hey Whitney, is that combi you were talking about around?
Not right now, but it keeps coming back to the field, and I swear it's calling me hot.
We'll see. I think it shows more often when I'm trying to picnic here. Maybe that helps? Yeah, it just might. I think I know what to do. Come and smell like a Poke Treat combi would like, then. So I gotta go and get some Poke Treats, baby! How do I go to the cafeteria? Can I go to the cafeteria? Do I go to the city? Oh, yeah, we have... It's probably best I go to the city right now because it's time. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to access the PC first. And we're going to... I forgot I called this thing Hey Batman. If anyone at all understands that reference, I am sorry.
Hey, Batman, I just caught a Pokemon, Batman.
Which Pokemon did you catch, Joker? Oh, that video, it just kills me every single time. I also caught something. I think I caught I don't know what it was, but it turned out it was a Ditto, so I just called it There's a mod in the Pokemon Academy Life Discord called Ditto Land. And it is the funniest thing ever. It removed all of the Dittos from the wild areas and put them all in their own special set area called Ditto Land that you can go to and encounter nothing but Dittos. And the drawing is just MS Paint of a Ditto smiley face. Oh, it's brilliant. But yeah, these are all the things we have in the box. I would like to try and make this a Hitmonlee, but I would like to get this thing higher level before we do that. We need to increase the level cap before we even try to use this thing. We also have Miss Kasane Teto herself, Bingus and Brutus, Gustav Klink, who's level 20, Saru, a random Piplup that, why not, Toes, I don't know why I called it Toes, but for now I want to go to Shedinja, and I would like to rename it, and shout out to Pokemon Academy Life Discord member Sweet for a fun exchange we had last night. I asked people for nicknames. I had a few recommendations. I was thinking about calling it Makima. I was thinking about calling it a couple of other anime-inspired nicknames. And Discord user Sweet just pops in and goes, name it Jagger. And I was like, huh? Why Jagger? And they said, because you can't touch this. And I was like, do you mean MC Hammer? And they're like, oh yeah, I don't really know music very well, do I? My favourite rap artist, Mick Jagger. So, she's going to be called Jagger. I think it's a she. It's, I don't think it might not have a gender, to be fair. Yeah, it doesn't. But yeah, Jagger. Say hello to Jagger, everybody. Then we're going to heal the party, just making sure. And we're going to go and seek out Silver's gang. You, me, a gamble battle. You ready? I was born ready. Triple battle style. Let's go. These guys get stronger and stronger as you go. And it's kind of annoying at times. So, I got sword stance. Nice. Ooh, that hurt Aurora. She did not like that at all. Right. Power gem this Beedrill. Aurora beam the Beedrill. Leech life the Stunky. It didn't die to a double top. Oh my god, Chiggery. No. Chiggery, no. Right. Let's nuzzle the Beedrill. Let's Aurora beam the Skorupi. And leech life this Grimer. Didn't kill it, but we needed the health to survive a hit. Nice. No poison. We're doing very well. Electro Ball the Skorupi. Draining Kiss the Scraggy. Leech life the Grimer. That should be a double down. And it is. Okay. We're going to Electro Ball and Aurora Beam this Nidorina. We're going to Leech Life the Scraggy. Yeah. Chuggery's been poisoned. Oh dear. This is going to become a little bit dangerous. So now we go into a fight or flight mode. Power Gem the Nidorina. Aurora Beam the Nidorino. Leech Life the Stunky. Yes. Nice. Okay, double down, double down. Chiggery taking unnecessary damage. This ain't good, this ain't good. Right, Power Gem the Dustox. Aurora Beam the Nidorino. Leech Life the Dustox. We need health to live hits. Oh, I lived on one. Okay. Quick attack this... No. You've got to Electro Ball the Stunky. We're going to... Aurora Beam the Stunky. And we're going to Leech Life the Nidorino. See if that one health is enough to live another hit. That's a Grimer. Boosh. Oh, Aurora goes down. Okay, let's get Ivy out there. Yeah, let's get Ivy out there. And I guess we quick attack the Stunky. We Ardent Gaze. No, we don't. We Helping Hand onto Chiggery. And Chiggery gets a nice, tasty Leech Life on this mother flipper. Yeah, boy. Easy. I can take down 12 Pokemon. 3,289 Pokédollars. My lord. Oh my god. That's a lot of money. Track down Tira, a part-time job. Why not? Huh. This is the right place, right? Then she should be... Oh! That's cute. They gave her a little outfit. You watch as Tia moves from place to place in the cafe, delivering drinks and small cakes to the various patrons. She seems to glide effortlessly across the tiled floor, and though there are beads of sweat on her forehead, she seems to be in high spirits. Why is she sweating? I mean, it's an illusion, right? She'd have to choose to make herself sweat, surely. I thought the questions about her would end when I learned she was a psychic Pokemon sent off to fight a meteor alien, but somehow there are just more questions.
Alex, you're...
Here, I'm imagining. I sure am. Probably. I heard you had a part-time job and just had to check it out.
Welcome to the...
Kobukan Poke Cafe.
Then, where we serve drinks by Pokemon for Pokemon from Pokemon. Is this your first...
time? Nah, I've been here before.
Oh, okay. Well, would you like a seat or a booth?
probably the first thing. Aw. Sorry, my JSL's got... Sorry, my JSL's gotten better, but I still can't interpret very fast. I sometimes miss words at the end of sentences.
Oh, I know. I'm not angry. I just love that you're trying. They're going to make me stop working in half an hour. Something about a break. Will you be here then? I'd love to talk.
Sure, I can do that.
Great! I'll get you the nutmeg caramel swirl chocolate pie cake coffee.
I think I mistranslated something there. Is that? Tia happily points to the menu where the aforementioned drink is displayed and on offer. The calorie count is mind-boggling and the cost is prohibitive. Hey, thanks, Tia, but I'm not sure I want to drink that. Never mind pay for it. It's...
Oh, that's alright. I'll pay for it. Do you know they actually give me
money
for working here? I thought I had to pay them.
You know, there are some jobs in America nowadays that are like internship jobs, and you do have to pay them to work there so that you can put it on your CV. That is the most disgusting, manipulative thing ever. And if anywhere ever tried to make Tia do that, I would storm in there and slap them with a rubber glove and challenge them to a duel because I'm British and that's just what we British people do. For how long? That's a word. I have no idea. Tia brings you the drink, and as expected, it's a massive tower of sugar, whipped cream, powders, and you're not even sure what that yellow glaze is. Caramel? Honey? Only God knows. You slowly sip it over the next half an hour as you do your best not to go into a cardiac arrest. Eventually, Tia comes back. And she's back in her clothes.
Yo.
Hard work?
Not enough. I wish I could just tell them I'm a laddie ass. Then I bet they'd let me work.
Forever? I can't work that word out. Later? Longer. Longer. Might be longer. I'm pretty sure they'd just fire you, honestly.
What? No. Why'd they do that?
Oh, I mean, I was making a joke, but you're a mythical Pokemon, right, Tia? They'd probably just be confused and a little scared. I mean, who knows what labor laws for Pokemon should be, you know? They'd want to protect you.
That's dumb. I should be protecting them.
You were pretty happy with me being your protector a while ago.
You're different. You're...
stronger? I'm going to imagine maybe. Why do you want to protect humans?
I'm a Pokemon. We exist to protect and partner with humans. We exist to protect their weak little...
words. That's quite a claim, and I feel like I'd be offended if I caught the second half of that. Why do you think that?
That's what the ancestors told me.
The ancestors?
Yes, the old dragons, the original dragon. Everything from before we Aeons were born. The eternity before.
So your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents?
Some of them were family, yes.
I think I'm just more confused now.
I
understand.
Humans are very naive about some parts of the world.
Tia, you jumped in a water fountain and crossed streets without looking for cars.
Yes, but humans are the ones who trap their water and build places that aren't safe for their own young to travel over.
Getting kinda judgy here, aren't we?
I don't judge. I'm an Eon. Eternity expressing itself. Judging a human who only lives for
100 years?
Would be, a waste of time. So I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out that everyone has their blind spots. I'm not great at using the language of humans, but I'm pretty sure you can't.
Huh?
You can't.
I don't know what that means.
I know. It's a word that can't be signed. It's something only Pokemon can understand. It's the purest expression of
love of... people? I don't know.
When I arrived at Kowakan, the only humans I'd met were my family, and they were loving and good. I thought that's how all humans were with each other. But now I understand humans can be cruel to each other. They can be unkind, they can be forgetful and hateful, and even worse.
I'm trying my best here.
And that's fantastic.
Huh?
That means every time a human does something nice, they're actually trying to be nice. That's even better than just being pure good, like I thought humans were.
I mean, I guess. I mean, that's definitely a way to look at it. Well, this is a whole side of you. A whole new side of you, Tia. I didn't realize you were so... I don't know. I mean, you know a lot more big words than I thought you did. You've really learned, huh? Wait, what is it?
I always knew those words. I was dumbing my language down so you could understand me, and Whitney could translate quickly.
Oh.
I know some humans think I'm slow, or stupid, or naive, but I'd like to see them fly. But I'd like to see them fly, or read emotions on the...
something.
I'll create a perfect illusion of another
person... 9 hours a day, I think.
Not as easy as I make it look.
I'm sure. Hey, why don't you tell me about it?
What?
Your illusion. I kind of figured it was like a hologram, but... You poke Tia's hand. Besides feeling surprisingly cold, it definitely feels like there's something there. The more you concentrate though, the more you begin to realize it doesn't have any texture, and a moment after you realize that, your hand goes right through Tia's.
Don't break my concentration.
Sorry, I mean, I can feel you, you know? If it's just light, then shouldn't my hand just go straight through yours immediately?
It's difficult to explain this to someone who can't see, I guess the human word is hearts. But that's alright. I'm sure you'll... Excuse me. But I'm alright. Let's try that again. But that's alright. I'm sure you'll get it. When I put up an illusion, I'm not tricking your eyes. I'm tricking your heart. I reflect the light around me so that you see a specific image. Right now, I'm choosing the image of my...
friend?
But I don't just bend light. I bend your heart towards me. So when I show you that I'm... friendly here, you believe it. And you believe it so hard that you can even feel it.
So, wait. What would happen if someone threw a baseball at your illusion?
Well, I can't bend a baseball's heart, so it would just go through me, and then probably hit me, and that would hurt.
Oh, okay. I can understand that part. Baseballs do hurt. Oh wait, I just thought of another question. When your illusion does something, are you always controlling it to do that? Like, your illusion blinks. Do you do that manually?
No, I let the ancestors handle that. It's like, you know how your heart beats without you thinking about it? The ancestors move my illusion to match my thoughts, and I don't even need to think about it.
That's the second time you've mentioned the ancestors. Are they like... do they exist in your mind?
In my heart.
I'm sorry, I'm too human for this conversation. Somehow getting over the language barrier just made it harder to communicate.
Well, I'm not
supposed, I think,
to show any humans this, but I guess I could introduce you to the ancestors.
Hey, is this like meeting the parents of your date?
Do not joke about that.
What?
Humans have lots of laws. You create all of these guidelines and rules so that you can keep your hearts running for a couple centuries, so you can keep your lives going for less than one. Pokemon do not have laws. There's only one thing forbidden: to love a human.
Typhlosion would like a word. Typhlosion would like to have a chat with you.
I know you didn't know, but don't talk about that kind of thing ever again, even as a joke.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I guess that's really a serious thing for a Pokemon?
Yes. I know you want to know why. The ancestors can explain. If you still want.
Please.
Okay, meet me on the roof above the greenhouse.
And she just vanishes into thin air. She realizes getting there is gonna take me like an hour, right? Fuck's sake. Like an hour later. Also, I changed my face cam to a little circle because I thought it would be cute. So let me know what you think. If you prefer it being a square, let me know. If you like it being a circle, let me know. I'm happy to do whatever. Tia? That's a Latias with a hat. Hey, are the ancestors up here? Tia holds out a small circular orb. Something that reminds you of the crystal ball a wizard might ponder. Ponder the orb. Ponder the orb. Ponder the soul dew. You want me to touch this?
Lati!
Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, but I don't see what... Ah! I instantly died. Hello? Oh, I'm naked. Tia?
I am and am not. I lived before her. I am her now. I will succeed her. I am mother. I am daughter. I am the ancestor.
Oh. I'm Alex.
You have entered into the soul dew. Humans should not be here.
Sorry, I touched an orb and...
You have touched the soul dew.
Maybe? I'm not sure what that is. You take a look around and begin to notice something strange. The sky seems to curve, as though you're in a giant dome. Beyond the sky, you think you see a shadowy shape that resembles yourself? Oh, wait, what? Am I in the orb?
The human race has not become noticeably more intelligent since I drew breath, apparently.
Look, I'd rather not be roasted by Tia's grandparents. Can I get my answers and get out?
You wish to know why it is forbidden?
Kinda, yeah. Everything Tia's told me so far about how Pokemon work makes you seem perfect, all-loving. I don't get why that would be your one rule.
Once man and Pokemon were one. They loved and lived as one. However, there was a man whose love for Pokemon was too strong. There was a Pokemon whose love for a man was too strong. When their bond shattered, so too did the world. In rage and grief, the man built a weapon to grant her company. In grief and rage, the man built a device to take her from her home. This weapon made the world as it should not be. Such is the taboo of love between man and Pokemon. Such love is stronger than the world can endure again.
Aw, Tia looks sad. So, because one human ruined it for everyone, Pokemon and human are separate now. That doesn't seem fair.
We are humanity's angels. We are humanity's protectors. We are humanity's perfect partners. And that is all we will be.
What is this place?
The final resting place of every eon that came before. Our power and knowledge is Latias's to control. But she needs training. She needs to learn to harness this power.
What for?
Her duty is not over. It is yet to begin. She must roar with the voice of an eternity of dragons if ruin is to be avoided. Her appreciation of her charges distracts her. It is not her duty to care for, to bond with, nor to become her charges. It is to protect. She must be realigned. We lay this duty on you, human. Train her. Become partners. Teach her to access the strength we wish to give her. And wake.
That was kind of jarring. I like it. What?
Did you meet the ancestors?
I met one, I think?
I hope they didn't give you a hard time about being a human.
Besides one thing at the very beginning, they barely mentioned it.
They must have liked you. I'm glad. If the ancestors didn't like you, it would be really hard for you to be a good person.
Sorry, my head's still spinning. Tia, how old are you? Not Bianca von Gole, but you, Venetia.
Eternal.
Yeah, no, I got that. Your ancestors, kind of, sorta, a little bit. I can almost accept that, but when were you born? You must have hatched from an egg, or something, right?
Nope. Latias don't need to do that. We've just always existed, watching over humanity to protect them. Sometimes one of us gets lost, but our hearts always make its way back to the Soldu. One day, I'll be in the Soldu too. I'll be able to tell my children how to protect humanity best. And just like my mother did for me and my brother, I'll give them the Soldu.
Tia, I am begging you for a straight answer. How are your species born?
And I'm telling you that we're not. We've always existed. And we can never die. We don't need to be born.
That violates every single law of biology I know.
I think I've told you what I think of human laws.
Ugh.
Where are your feathers?
What?
Everyone has feathers. Where are yours?
You know damn well humans don't have those.
So where are your wings?
I get it.
So where's your telekinesis organ?
You can stop.
So where's your gizzard?
Humans don't... Wait, you have one of those? Isn't that for grinding up food?
Oh,
Yes. Where is it?
you can't just ask a Latias where her gizzard is. That's so inappropriate. I'm leaving, and I expect an apology the next time we see each other.
You can't just ask people why they're white. Shout out to Mean Girls. What a fantastic movie. She just jumped off the roof. Training Tia is going to be the toughest thing I've ever done. From thing to human. And we got some Everalls, Baltoy, Claydol, and Mr. Mime. Yellow is overjoyed. As she should be. She should be over the moon with me. I am a great Pokemon trainer. I'm just the greatest ever. I want to be the very best. Like no one ever was. I'm not about to get this video copyright struck again. Screw you, Jason Page. You seem like a cool guy, but you took my money.
Cool, beautiful, cute, clever, tough. Cool opposes clever and cute. Beautiful opposes clever and tough. Cute opposes cool and tough. Clever opposes beautiful and cool. And, tough opposes beautiful and cute? Okay, again. Cool, beautiful, cute, clever, tough.
Hey, Yell.
Oh, hello.
Change your mind about the Millennium Drop tryouts?
No, definitely not. I just want to be able to follow along. I'm planning on going to watch the other coordinators. No, just watch.
Alright. But hey, maybe I'm completely wrong here, but I think, just make sure you don't do something you'll regret. Or don't do something you'll regret, I guess. Kovacan has a lot of opportunities, once in a lifetime kind of things,
Yeah, I know. Will you be participating in the tryouts?
I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Still got one more day to decide.
True. Still one more day to decide. Are you going to bed now?
That's between me and whatever emergency pops up on my phone as soon as I lie down.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Same to you. Good night.
Good night. Still one more day to decide.
I should text someone before I head to bed. Who we texting? What, does Erica still hate us? We don't have Erica's number, so we can't check on this screen, but Hilda still fucking hates us. I never ever want to get any more pluses with Blue. He is at the perfect number. I refuse to change that. We could do Ryan, maybe. We could do May. Like, let's do Sabrina. Let's get some Sabrina points. Open your mind to her. Just thought I'd check in. How are you doing?
I asked to be left alone.
No, you didn't. You said you wanted to talk. You spent some time thinking back and forth with Sabrina before drifting off to sleep. Nice. Respect. And that, ladies and gentlemen, puts us just over an hour. We have just finished day 1. Or 2. I think it's 2. What day is it? How do I tell? I just saw it. I've got the memory of a goldfish. But yeah, we've just finished the day, and so that's where we're going to leave this one. So thank you very much, as always, for joining me on this fantastic, wonderful adventure through CobraCon Academy, and I will be back tomorrow with more Pokemon Academy life. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in a bit. Have a great day. That'll be all for today. Enjoy the rest of your day.